goody, what's goody, what's goody? It's Kevin back with my tea of the day. Welcome to episode 62, Siete y Dos. Yes, Siete y Dos. And I want to just get into a little bit about Miss Cardi B and her divorce. And then I want to also get into a little bit about Miss Melissa Ford leaving Hollywood Unlocked. So Cardi B and her divorce, I feel that this is going to get ugly. I don't want it to get ugly. I would rather people just have an amicable divorce. But since they're in the industry, the pop stars, and they just tell everyone everything, I feel like it's going to get worse before it gets better, unfortunately. I feel like she's trying to divorce him because she's tired of it. She's really came to her senses with the lack of disrespect that he had for her. I don't believe that you can literally sit in someone's face and say, I love you, but yet you continuously cheat on them. There's no mistake there. There's no mistake how you can slip your dick in some wet-ass pussy, or some dry-ass pussy, or whatever that scenario is. There's no mistake of that happening. That's on purpose. Whether you feel like the person drove you to that from lack of intimacy, from lack of physically being there or emotionally being there, or whatever that situation is between your relationship, I just feel like it's never okay to cheat. And then it becomes a fade or a error where it's like, how can I just continuously let this happen? And me being a woman, and me not necessarily being a role model, because I would never call Cardi B a role model, but I'll just say she's a woman. And at the end of the day, it still comes to a time where it's like, damn, I can't just continuously let him cheat on me. I can't just continuously let him disrespect me, because how's that going to resonate in my music? How's that going to resonate in me as a person? How can I just continuously let that happen? To me, where's the values and morals in myself then? Do I not believe I'm okay? Do I not believe I'm sexy? Do I not believe I'm enough? Or is she just going to continuously let a man dictate whether they feel and when they feel like she's enough? I never understood that. So I feel like it's time. Me personally, I don't feel like they ever deserved or needed to be married to begin with. I feel like once they got married, I feel like it was kind of a publicity stunt. I feel like it was one hand washing the other kind of thing. But at the end of the day, I feel like now Cardi's definitely her career is definitely going to grow because of this. And Offset, his career is it's not going to necessarily end, but it's not going to last any much longer. Because Cardi definitely needed Offset and the Migos to help her career because it was a little hot. It was hot around the time that she was coming out. But Cardi B's stardom surpassed the Migos. So Cardi B no longer needs the Migos. She no longer needs their label. She no longer needs that man and that power that he thought he had. She doesn't need that. I feel like this divorce is going to make her star power even more brighter, because now people are going to want to see who she's dating now. How is she living without Offset? What is that new life is about? Who is she going to date? Is she going to be a rapper? Is she going to be a writer so she can get some hits? Is it going to be this? She's out of quality control's thumb. And that's wonderful. And I'm happy to see it. My thing is, I feel like it's going to get ugly a little as well. Only because of the legal issues that she is facing with, allegedly, but we already know it's not really alleged, her sending her goons to get these girls beat up at the strip club who, Offset, stuck his dick in. Instead of checking your man, you check girls. Now they're scared, or they was at the point in time scared to go back to the strip club. What if that happened to you? What if you fuck someone's man and she got bitches to come fuck you up at work when you was a stripper? Who knows? It could have been your story. However, I think that's the only thing that's going to really be messy. And I feel like he's definitely going to try to have custody of Culture. And I know that's going to break her heart if that happens. Hopefully they'll just get joint custody and stuff like that. And hopefully, like, if she feels like she needs to go back, absolutely go back. Like, that's your baby father, that's your husband, your ex-husband. If the terms and stuff is correct. If it's still gonna be the same thing, if it's still gonna be the same story, I'd rather you not go back because you don't need it. You don't need him. And I just hope that you grow as a woman from this and just start lifting people up and just be the best Cardi you can be now. That you're not tied down, that you're just a single mother grinding. And yeah, that's kind of that on that. Now, I don't know who's been watching or who watches Hollywood Unlocked or who knows about the creation of Hollywood Unlocked and Jason Lee and Melissa Ford. It was their baby that they created, a pop-in podcast. And I'm just sad to see her go. I understand the validity of her reasoning for going. I understand that she really just needed to get back to her. I understand who she is. Like, she's been through a lot these last few years. And Hollywood Unlocked takes a lot out of you. Especially her being there, her being like most of the brains of the podcast. Her giving us new words, new vocabulary, just giving us that female insight of what we needed in the show. And then just her and Jason just going back and forth at it was just pure genius. And it was just like, it was just wonderful banter to see. And I don't know. I really don't know if they plan to get another co-host or if it's just going to be Jason Lee and DJ Damage, or if they're going to eventually just... No, but I know he's not going to get rid of his baby, so I don't know. I will have to be another female co-host. But I don't know who you can put to replace Melissa. Not necessarily replacing her, because she may come back. It's just not her time to come back yet. She came back way too early, way too soon after her car accident. And then dealing with that, like, she almost lost her life. And we wanting her to come back, and she missing her mic, and she missing her voice. She felt like she was obligated to come back instead of being obligated to taking care of herself. And that's a problem. Like, how much stipulations and how much weight we put on people's livelihood that's not even our life. Like, she needed to be happy for her. And with her almost losing her life, losing her mobility, having to learn how to walk again, having to learn how to talk again, like all the surgery she had to go through to physically be okay, but mentally she's still in fucking shambles. And when she actually, the first time she came back after that, I'm like, this is not Melissa. She wasn't ready to come back. And I think the audience noticed that, even before she noticed that. I'm happy she left again and she took her time, but then during the time that she took, and then she came back, and then during that time, she lost her mom. And she wasn't the closest to her mom, but that's still your mom. And it crushed her, it killed her. And she was been gone for months, and then it's like, during that time of her learning her mom, because since you're not close to your parents, you start learning all this new stuff and stuff about them as they passed on. And it just wasn't fair to her to come back to the show when she didn't even know who she was. She felt like she didn't know who she was, so she had to go find that. And I'm happy she's going to go find it. I'm happy she's trying to figure out who Melissa Ford is. Not the video vixen, not the classy one, not the sex symbol, not the this, not the that. Just who is Melissa Ford? And everyone needs that moment. Everyone needs that moment, that bulb that just turns on like, check it, check me, I'm not okay. And I'm happy she's going to check her bulb. I'm happy that she is really going to do the work this time that is needed for her recovery. Do the work that is needed to make her fully happy in every aspect of her life, whether it's dating, whether it's just friendship, learning the boundaries of friendship, learning what you will and will not accept anymore from a friend, learning how much you need a friend and how much you don't, and just learning who she is and just learning what makes her happy, what doesn't make her happy, what she actually wants to do. Like, she already has another podcast that she's on, so she wants to start putting more focus into that and like actually finishing her book and just doing other stuff that she didn't necessarily have time to do because of life. But those are definitely my thoughts and opinions on Miss Cardi B and Mrs. Melissa Ford. Thank you for listening to episode 62 of Kimmy with the Cheese podcast. Definitely hit me up. Like, it is election time coming on. Please go out and vote. Please register to vote. It is never too late. If you do not feel safe because of COVID, I understand that. But definitely mail on your ballot. Do what you need to do. But we need to get Mr. President out of here, and we need to elect right people in Congress and the Senate seats to really make the changes in our cities, in our country. We need change. And we need good change. Because we don't want to pick someone else who could be even worse than this man we have in office now. And that is my fear. Thank y'all again for listening. This is Kimmy with the channel. Laters.